Yo, what it is, YouTube? Is your boy DC coming back with another bullseye of a video here today on the channel. I want to show you how you can use the pull tag plugin in different ways to sauce up your rap music and get it to be like a chef bon appetit, you feel me? Having it flavorful and tasting good throughout the mix. Okay, so what's your favorite pull tag emulation? Let me know in the comments. And also, what is your favorite ways of using the pull tag? Vocal air, on the bass, mix bus. Let me know down below. Don't forget to check out the links in the description and everything like that. You know, check out the mastering courses. Check out the courses, the presets, the vocal templates. Just support the goddamn channel. But we still gonna give out these gems right now. So let's get to it.
Shot something like an athlete. Long drive in a short skirt, got plaid on me in the backseat. Flashing lights don't run me, got an army ready for the nosebleeds. Keep them up like the floor seats. I need everything like it's full screen. This feel like I'm on the grassy. I've been falling in love, actually. I love all of my girls' anatomy. She don't even speak when she mad at me. We're just giving silence for the words I used to fake. Saying what it was, knowing that well that it ain't. I'm watching pins fall down. Too bad this strike don't count. I'm too used to welling out. Lucky a cannon ain't around. I got a bitch that hold me down, but I can still look up. I'm on it up. Now that playlist is me. Better release all these tapes. I've been building up an archive of all these different takes. Place a bet on me like steak. We gon' see who made a way. We gon' see who gets a break.
All right, really dope artist. I'm gonna link him in the pinned comment down below, okay, so you could check him out. Really dope artist. You know, this song is kind of giving like Juice WRLD-ish style vibes, but he could sing, like crazy. You feel me? So he's singing in a different way, pretty much, you know. So yeah, most importantly, whenever I first pick out a pull tech, what I'm looking at here is a situation where before I even start playing around with the knobs, I actually listen to the tone of the pull tech. So if that's the UAD, if that's the mixed wave, if that's the waves version, I'm always listening to strictly just the tone of the actual pull tech. So the dope thing about this one is this actually models the Lang pull tech. So it's the white-faced pull tech, you know, the Lang, which has solid state components in it. So that's why I have this one right here. And I used it on the bass to make it hit a little bit harder. So that's a great way to integrate it into a rap song. Even on a 2-track beat, if it's lacking low end, you might want to just throw a little bit of a bass boost.
Falling in love, actually. I love
So I use that to increase the low end. So a dope thing that nobody really understands about Spectre plugin, if maybe you just only want it specifically, it's a super advanced technique. You specifically only want the low shelf of a pull tech. So it's fundamental right here too. When you use a pull tech, the low button, the low shelf is this. This is what a low shelf is. You feel me? It's not only boosting 100 hertz, but everything behind it and doing like a pretty musical curve. But when you use the high end of a pull tech right here, it's doing a bell shape, okay? So one is a shelf and one is a bell. So it's different in that sense. A really dope plugin, a really dope thing about Spectre too is it models the pull tech. Oops. Holy shit, what the fuck did I just do, bruh? I don't know what the hell I just did to that bit, fam. But look, let me start all over. Look, bro, when you're using a goddamn thingy, just remember, bro, you can literally do the pull tech shape like this on the Spectre, right? So it's boosting and cutting at the same time type of situation, all right? And that's really dope about the pull tech because as it's doing the boost and cutting, it's usually like it's making space for the kick. So let's say the upper harmonic of the kick is in that 167, 80 type of region. That fundamental frequency now can cut through because of the original shape of a pull tech. So I don't even know what the hell I did right here. Okay, perfect. So yeah, that's what I'm saying, you know. type of situation. All right. Next way of using a dope pull tech is the secret pull tech a lot of people don't talk about, which is the Ozone Vintage EQ. So with your Ozone, if you have the Ozone, you know, you probably have Vintage EQ as well. If you have some form of Ozone, which is the newer one or the 11 or the 10, you probably will have this. I'm not sure. But this is really dope because it gives you both the MEQ as well as the pull tech. So I like to use this to make my vocals have a little bit more presence, right? I'm gonna just push a mid-range frequency as well as boost a little bit of top end. This is how I usually would do it from scratch though.
Falling in love, actually. I love all of my girls' anatomy. She don't even speak when she mad at me. Well, just keep it silence. For the words I used to fake. Saying what it was, knowing that well that it ain't. I'm watching pins fall down. Too bad this strike don't count. I'm too used to welling out. Lucky a cannon ain't around. I got a bitch that hold me down. But I can still look up. I'm on it up. Couldn't let it go. Don't even speak when she mad at me. Well, just keep it silence. For the words I used to fake. Saying what it was, knowing that well that it ain't. I'm watching pins fall down. Too bad this strike don't count. I'm too used to welling out. Lucky a cannon ain't around. I got a bitch that hold me down. But I can still look up. I'm on it up. Let's give them all what they want. I'm still tears away from a pack of punch. They learning off of crumbs. I'm learning off of lunch. I won't be mad when it flop. I just be mad I didn't drop. Somehow I'm still stuck doing stock. Instead of counting cars and lots. This feeling I felt in school kept me away from you. I reload another shot.
So that's the beautiful thing about a pull tech, that I would prefer this pull tech a little bit more to use on vocals because I have instant gain match, so I can level match my shit no matter how extreme I go. So yeah, I just like to push it really extreme to hear what frequency I actually like, then I dial it back. And I generally use the widest Q, um, or you know, a wide Q, because I want it to apply to my whole vocal. In terms of using a pull tech on a vocal, I probably leave that towards the end of the chain once, you know, the de-essing has already been done. You know, once there's been a little bit of, you know, warmth and other stuff that has been added, the de-esser is already here, putting in a little bit of that work on that harshness. And now I just want to kind of sweeten it out. You feel me? So that's a way that I like to use the pull tech, this specific one, the vintage EQ, on vocals. And then the last way I like to use a dope pull tech is, you know, maybe I just give a little bit of a lift on the master. How I use my mix bus chain is I make sure that the cookie dough tastes good first before I put the cookies in the oven. Okay? I make sure that my eggs are not expired and rotten before I put them in the frying pan and I make an omelet. So I don't usually start touching master fader to 80 to 90% around the way. Okay, so then at this point, I feel like, okay, I needed a little bit more low end, I need a little bit more bass. This whole track needed a little bit more ass. You feel me? Needed more bottom. Okay, so that's where we found ourselves boosting 30 hertz. Just my sub. I have a subwoofer right here, and I just wanted to make sure the sub really hit the way it's supposed to hit. And then I just did a crack, an ever so slight crack of 10K.
Don't even speak when she mad at me. Well, just keep it silence. For the words I used to fake. Saying what it was, knowing that well that it ain't. I'm watching pins fall down. Too bad this strike don't count. I'm too used to welling out. Lucky a cannon ain't around. I got a bitch that hold me down. But I can still look up. I'm on it up. Let's give them all what they want. I'm still tears away from a pack of punch. They learning off of crumbs. I'm learning off of lunch. I won't be mad when it flop. I just be mad I didn't drop. Somehow I'm still stuck doing stock. Instead of counting cars and lots. This feeling I felt in school kept me away from you. I reload another shot. Let anybody at the top use all the resources I got.
So, you know, that's how we would find ourselves in a situation where we're like, oh, okay, now the mix feels deeper because now you hear more of the lows, right? So now you see more of the grass in the backyard. You see how deep the backyard is. You see how deep the pool is, and now you see how like high the sky is. You feel me? So now we're creating more 3D, we're creating more depth by extending our low end at the 30 hertz, but then also adding just a little bit of a crack of a 10K hertz boost. So we made the mix a little bit taller, we made it a little bit deeper. And each time that we're using a pull tech, we are getting the added harmonic distortion of, the tubes that are inside the pull tech. Okay, so each time you finding yourself in a situation where the mix is getting thicker and thicker, eating Twinkie after Twinkie, eating Oreo after Oreo, eating snack after snack, getting fatter to the point where the mix is now feeling thick and full and plump, all because we understand what's under the hood of the Hellcat Pulltech EQP1A. We understand it's got the tubes, and by automatically just opening that hoe up, it's gonna give some beef. Okay, without, it's gonna put some beef on the barbecue ribs without even, without a doubt. We're just opening the shit up before we touching knobs or anything like that. Okay, so that's what I really like about something like the Soothe, as well too, because I know, like, okay, if my mix starts getting a little too thick, or my mix starts getting a little too bright, I can depend on the Soothe to take out any of the bad stuff, right? I use it in combination. I could take out any of the bad stuff, right? In terms of too much high end energy that was maybe added through the vocal and the mix bus together. And I could, like, get the smoothest high end that I can get.
Don't even speak when she mad at me. We're just keeping silent. Putting up an archive of all these different takes. Place a bet on me like steak. We gon' see who made a way. We gon' see who gets a break. Now that I changed my way, does that mean you won't stay? I just couldn't let it go. I've been losing control. Started something like an athlete. Long drive in a short skirt, got plaid on me in the backseat. Flashing lights don't warn me, got an army ready for the nosebleeds. Keep them up like they on the floor seats. I need everything like it's full screen. This feel like I'm on the grassy. I've been falling in love, actually. I love all of my girls' anatomy. She don't even speak when she mad at me. We're just keeping silence for the words I used to fake.
And that what happened here too, like on this mix, I went in every single word and phrase. You can't really see it, but I went in there and I brought down every single S and T, and I used split S, and just to get the song to the style of brightness that I wanted to. I still had to throw on that Soothe towards the end because I had to boost with the pull tech and all that shit like that. So that's another part of it too, is brightness management is what I call it. You feel me? You got to get the song to a certain amount of brightness, but you don't want the harshness. So, that's the great thing of using a combination of that certain style of air from the pull tech with something like a Soothe or ozone stabilizer or whatever attenuation style plugin in the high end. All right, and that's how you get that crisp high end that doesn't sound annoying. That push and that pull together, that tug of war at the playground between the two kids, but you hit a point where you're in the perfect middle, the perfect balance between brightness and warmth, So I just want to say thanks a lot for being a great part of my YouTube family. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe down below to, support the channel. You want in-depth courses, check the links, check out the presets, check out whatever the hell you want to check out, and we're going to still keep dropping this game. All right. Appreciate you now, YouTube gang. Peace.